champions, Mr. Eno. Champions, Mr. Eno. Champions, Mr. Eno. Let's go! Fight, fight, fight! Let's go! Fight, fight, fight! Time, audience champions, Mr. Eno. Let's go! Fight, fight, fight!
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final table of this week's Metro Weekend Special. This is a 400,000 guaranteed tournament, a total of 200 entries, and out of that 200, we are down to the final nine. Let me just give you the lineup for our final table as we see in the background the ongoing 75,000 guaranteed single day tournament. We started it last Sunday, and this is the second Sunday that we're offering it. It's going to be a regular feature every Sunday for the Metro Card Club. That's the 75,000 guaranteed Sunday hustle. But the main feature of this for tonight is this final table as we see Raymond Imperio calling a raise of Ronnie Rosales from the late position. We have quite a good turnout for the 75K hustle. Now, all right, Ronnie, with the continuation bet of 48,000. The current blinds right now is 6,000, 12,000. We're doing the big blind ante, which means whoever is the big blind has to put in an extra 12,000 as ante. All right. All right, seat number one is this guy. He is an original of the Poker Manila club. I think it's the earliest organized group for Philippine poker. That's Edward Wewet Garcia. He's actually based in the United States already, but from time to time he comes here and play poker. And now I think this is the first time he's gracing our live stream final table. So Edward Garcia or Wewet comes in with 389,000 in chips. Angelito Boyete Jr. is in seat number 2 with 184,000, and that not the lowest stack. At seat number 3 is Tyrone Lim with 455,000. Seat number 4, Elena Aguas with 164,000. At 164, Elena is the shortest stack of this table. Seat number 5 is Ronnie Rosales with 293,000. Seat number 6, Joseph Ang with 455,000 in chips. Seat number 7 is Raymond Imperio with 367,000. Seat number 8 is William Baronia with 317,000. And rounding up our final table of 9 is Eman Salvalosa with 377,000 in chips. This is the second hand of this final table, and it's a heads up between Edward Wewet Garcia, who opened the action, and Ronnie Rosales, who called from the hijack. Flop is 5 high. This is still good for the queens, the pair of ladies for Wewet. He bet 60,000 to this 100K pot. Ronnie looking at his card. He will not try and peel off another street and let's go off his hand. So 65,000 more going to the stack of Edward Garcia. Let's go to our early live stream viewers. Give them a shout out. Larry Boy de la Cruz rating for Elena. Don Don, Boss Idol, pa-shout out with Carl Joven Nunag. Shout out sa inyo and happy watching. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this live stream is actually being streamed in the official Facebook page of Metro Card Club, where you are probably in now, and I'm reading the comments, but also in the official YouTube channel of Metro Card Club. You can search it and you can search this in YouTube and you can watch it. I think the advantage of watching it on YouTube is you get to replay hands. That is not possible with Facebook Live. And if you're watching from YouTube, you may join our live chat by commenting or putting in your comments. Let me know who are you railing for. You may comment about the hand that you're watching. Ramon Pablo is railing for Wewet, Tyrone, and Boyete. As we see Joseph Ang with 8-6 suited spades. A suited one gapper, raise it to 28,000. He's gonna run into the another pair of ladies, this time being held by William Baronia, and William is reaching for a cluster of white chips. Those white chips are valued at 5,000. The blue ones are valued at 1,000, and I don't think we've seen gray yet, the gray colored chips. Eman deciding to just shove it in. He 3-bet shoved on that 28,000 raise by Joseph. Edward Garcia folding. Was that pocket 6? Yes, pocket 6. Now back to the original raiser, Joseph Ang. And Joseph letting go of his suited one gapper. The oldest man in Philippine poker, Ricardo Ricky Singapan. Shoutout sa'yo watching sa ating Facebook Live. Lloyd Cruz is railing for Boyete. John King, my friend, Ba? Marunong ka na mag-Tagalog, ha? Shoutout kay Eman Bluffer yan. And Uncle Rica says, shoutout sa dealer, Diana Joyce Velasco Barlan. Dito naman sa ating YouTube live chat, Deuce Charles, good evening sa'yo. Kabilang mesa kita sa Flight F kahapon. Talaga ba? Medyo short stint tayo sa final day ng Okada Millions because very early my Queens were cracked by a 2-outer. So that's life. As we see the players in the final table throwing in their whole cards, not interested to play and take a stab at the pot. Lian Molina, shoutout kay Eman, solid yan. Ollie Hill, pa-shoutout po Vic Justin ng Norway. Vic Justin ng Norway. Happy watching. Boyet King Jack off, facing a raise by Eman. At mukhang tama yung sinasabi ni John King. I think John King might be right saying that Eman is a bluffer and we see him raising there with 6 deuce offsuit. Folded to him at the button. Well, basically, it's an okay move because you have the advantage, the ultimate advantage of position being at the button. And yeah, you really must take advantage of that positional advantage. Boyete makes the call. Call is Ace, Jack, Queen. Now, by default, this is gonna favor Eman, who opened the action. He can easily represent that ace. And Eman fires his continuation bet. That's going to be 45,000. There's the current chip count. Tyron Liam on top of the heap with 455,000. Ollie Jester De Torres Tocayo. Happy birthday kay Kuya Ricky. Singa pa na talaga ba? Ollie, Eman, uwi ka na. Okay. Boss Popoy Lagnaman, big shout out to you. Alright, if you just joined this live stream, you may share it so that a lot of people can enjoy some of the finest in Philippine poker action. It's happening here at the Ortigas Complex. This is the Metro Card Club, home of Philippine poker champions. Now, Metro Walk Complex is very easy to find. You can Waze it, you can Google Map it, you can just, take a cub and just tell him to go to Metro Walk. Metro Walk Complex is actually in front of what condominium was that? Horizon? Marco Polo Garcia would be an easier landmark. Yeah, the general area of Metro Walk Complex is in front of Marco Polo Garcia. Sorry, Marco Polo Ortigas. Joven Huerto, the hardworking marketing manager of Metro Card Club, also greeting Uncle Ricky, as well as Benji Mangaliman is waiting for Boyet and Popoy Lagman. Sorry, rating for, because I saw the name of Boss Popoy. It's Benji's actually rating for Boyet and Wewet. There you go. Now going back to this action, Ronnie with a raise, holding Ace Jack suited. Table is folding around. Now it's folded to Eman and down to Wewet, who folds Ace 9. Wow. Okay. Very disciplined range for the Balikbayan from the US. Okay, may nagtatanong, 400k pa rin kaya ang pot money niyan kahit 200 lang ang entries. Hindi ko mabasa ang pangalan mo because it's in Japanese characters or Korean characters. But anyway, just for everybody's knowledge, as long as a an event declared with a guaranteed pot, in this case the 400,000, regardless of whether the number reaches the required count, that is a guaranteed prize pool. So kahit 200 lang ang sumali, this is still a 400,000 guaranteed tournament. Hindi siya mababawasan. That is the difference between a guaranteed tournament and a prize pool tournament. A prize pool tournament, the prize pool is dependent on how many players will buy in. A guaranteed tournament, not so much because that's hence the term guaranteed. Ronnie Rosales raising it to 40,000. Raymond Imperio with pocket fours. Ronnie raising it to 40,000. No callers so far, including the big blind, Elena. All right, I just been informed the other tournament that's happening right now at the Metro. Yan, yung nakikita nyo, the one you can see on your screen right now, that's the second offering or the second Sunday offering of the 75,000 guaranteed Sunday hustle. And we were just informed that from a guaranteed pot of 75,000, the prize pool have ballooned to 115,000. See, the moment that a guaranteed pot is exceeded and more money or cash prize coming into the final pot, so to speak, it is always good for the players playing the tournament. Again, binabati natin the living legend of Philippine poker, Uncle Ricky. Ricardo Ricky Singapan. Happy birthday. Living legend po yan ng Philippine poker. Buhay pa, mukhang alamat na. Joseph Ang versus Eman. Let me just review their last name because I want to say it. Eman Salvalosa. All right. So Joseph Ang. What did he do? Joseph Ang under the gun limped. Eman Salvalosa raised to 36,000. Tyron Lim with pocket queens. 3 bets to 70,000. This is gonna be interesting once the action goes back to Joseph, who's holding Ace Jack suited. In the meantime, Ronnie on the big blind is taking his time. There you see, he's gonna fold it already. Now back to Joseph. Ace Jack suited, you limp. Can you limp fold? With Ace Jack suited facing a 3 bet. So Joseph decided to fold his Ace Jack. Wow, disciplined fold by Mr. Ang. So Eman does make the call. A flop is 6 side. This is a monotone flop. And Eman holding the king of spades while Tyrone the queen. So expect Eman to stick it out at least by now as far as this flop is concerned. All right, so Eman check raised. Tyrone Lim there in the Tyrone makes the call, so Eman's tournament life is on the line here. The fourth spade landed on the turn. And another king, ganun din, no? If it wasn't a spade, Eman would still river the king of clubs. And that's still gonna beat the pocket queens of Tyrone. What a heartbreaker for Tyrone Lim. Now he's down. He's crippled down to just two bigs. As Eman Salvalosa takes down a big pot. He's now up to 844,000. Reynante Corpus is waiting for William Barona. John Bryan is, or a shout out po, Alphon from New York Poker. All right. You're seeing right now the 75, the players in the 75,000 Sunday hustle. 75,000 guaranteed single day tournament every Sunday. May isang comment dito, kung inoli na lang niya sana, 4-bet niya, takbo na ngayon ng baba ng 4-bet niya sa... Well, Boyete still has to make a move. Okay, this is the ninth hand of this final table. William Baronia racing under the gun to 35,000. Eman makes the call. So heads up between William and Eman. Flop is king high. And Eman will bet this flop. At hindi na of course makaka-call pa doon si William who missed that flop completely. All right, we're still down to 9 players. Chip Manhattan or James Martin for in our YouTube live chat. Hello, Metro. Congratulations to the final table to the Metro staff. Always do a great job. Thank you for the kind words, uh, James Martin. All right, let's go back here. Tyron Lim is now open, all in for a total of 24,000 so far. No callers. Joseph Ang. So Joseph deciding to isolate Tyrone. And now Tyrone is all in for his tournament life. His ace 4 is dominated by the ace 8 of Joseph Ang. Flop is 9 high. Even the possible draw favors Joseph. Turn is a queen. And the board breaking for the 2. So Joseph Ang eliminates Tyrone Lim. Tyrone will be out at 10th place. Sorry, 9th place. 9th place and is getting 6,750 in cash prize. Boyete, not interested to play his hand. Raymond will fold as well. William Barona with the top pair. He bets on the flop. And it's an automatic fold for Eman. There's the current chip count. Jojo Pangilinan is railing Hernan Moreno, shoutout sa Tranquil Trilliana. Malapit daw man-bluff si Eman. Jojo, na-shoutout na kita. At si Samuel. Movie time na. Okay, Migs. Shoutout din kay Boss Eman. Dating Dota player, ngayon bluffer na ba? Alright. Alright, this is a three-way pot between Edward Garcia, Ronnie, and William Barona. Flop is ace high, which, I mean, who favors Ronnie. So Ronnie bets 50,000 into a pot of 158, one third of the pot. William Barona is gonna float his second card. Turn of 5. The board still favoring Ronnie at this point. Ronnie Rosales. Ronnie to act now. Ronnie goes all in on the turn. He wants to take it down here. He's worried that William is drawing for. Now that jam makes Ronnie's hand relatively weak actually, which might work for him if hindi maniwala sa kanya si William. Kasi isipin ni William, kung may alas ka, bakit ka jam? So William in the tank right now. He has to part ways with 262,000 of his chips. And William Barona folding that hand in his mid pair. So pot goes to Ronnie. All right. We are on hand number 15. As Elena of Let's Go send ace queen suited for Ronnie Rosales. He's been the most active in this final table so far. But let's see if he's going to be able to maintain it. Ronnie racing to 36,000. Joseph Ang, King 5, suited clubs. So it's folded to Eman. Eman holding ace 3. So Ronnie takes down an uncontested pot. He now comes in second with 510 in total chip count. Eman is the chip leader with 879,000 in chips. Ace 5 suited for Ronnie. He's under the gun. Face hooks for Edward Garcia. At the bottom, it's folded to him. Boyette. At the small blind, let's go. His queen 8 off. And now the last obstacle to hurdle. That's Elena, the big blind. Of course, not going to play it. So, a good start to chip up. Migs Parentela, shoutout po kay Boss Eman, dating Dota player, ngayon bluffer na. Alright, also good luck to all the Filipino poker players who are still in the hunt for that championship trophy in the Poker Stars Okada Millions. I see a lot of local players are still in the mix. Raymond Imperio with 10 jack suited. All right. Edward Garcia with ace queen. He just flats. Wow. That's gonna incentivize Boyet to also make the call here. Oh, but he didn't. Okay. Bonyap, yes. Final table na to. As Ronnie Rosales lets go also of his hand. Now it's down to Edward. and Raymond Imperio. Flop is ace high, but Raymond getting an inside. 150 bet on the turn. The river is a 3. And Wewet taking down that pot. You can see in the monitor is the ongoing 75,000 guaranteed Sunday hustle. Konya, parang ang lead ng stocks nila ngayon. Kasi konti lang yung naglaro. 200 lang yung naglaro. Hence, relatively maliit ang chips in play ngayon. Ronnie Rosales with ace-9 off. It's a blind versus blind. Joseph Ang raising it to 46,000. And look at that play. Joseph Ang, by sheer aggression, makes the better hand fold. That is how you play poker. At sabi ng ni Monching Acuzar, shout out kay Boyet, go 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 watching here at 3B Resort Antipolo ba? Mukhang naka-summer ano na kayo ha? All right, Elena Aguas goes all in, 94,000. Ron Rosales at the bottom is gonna fold his ace high. Pocket kings for Joseph Ang. Of course, Joseph is gonna make this color even isolate. He goes all in. Raymond Imperi with the Jordan hand. He's gonna let go of his hand. So Elena Aguas is now all in live. It's gonna be tough for him as he even if he hits one of his two hole cards, it's not gonna be enough to beat the pocket kings of Joseph Ang. Flop is king high. Top set for Joseph. Almost drawing dead na dito si Elena. Almost can still have a runner, jack and ace. There's the nine, so yeah, officially Elena Aguas is drawing dead. She will exit the tournament at 8th place. So Elena Aguas is busted out. And Elena's gonna get 8,750 as cash prize. And the last six players of this final table will get a PPT main event sit. That's the 4 million guaranteed Philippine Poker Tour that's gonna happen on April 21 to 29, right after the Holy Week break. Sabi ni David Labay Jr., hindi pa official drawing dead nung lumabas 9 sa turn kasi nga naman may jack pang gut shot. Yes, you're correct. Alright, Wewed Garcia, suited 3 gapper. Boyet letting go of his hand. Now it's on Ronnie. Ang daming baraha dito ni Ronnie. Now he has King Queen off. Shoutout na rin kay David Labay watching from Santa Maria, Bulacan. Alright, Ronnie raising it to 40,000. Our current blinds, 8,000, 16,000. There's the current chip count. Eman Salvalosa is lording the other 6 players on the table. Alright, so there seems to be a lull in the table. All right, now the game resumed. Boyet with pocket queens. Ronnie folds. Joseph likewise. Raymond Imperio with 4-3 suited diamonds. Not gonna play it. Down to the big blind. Eman lets go of his hand, so uncontested pot is gonna be taken down by Ronnie. All right, we're gonna temporarily uh, go without an audio. I'm just gonna fix something in my end. Sound check. All right, we're back. And action now is on Edward Wewed Garcia. So big blind is gonna defend his 9-3 off against the King 10 raise of Ronnie. Flop is ace high. Nobody hit the board. So turn is a queen. Action now on Ronnie. Again, if you just joined this live stream, this is the final table of MetroCard Club's 400,000 guaranteed weekend special, happening live here at the MetroCard Club, home of Philippine Poker Champions. Edward betting 55,000. Ronnie in the tank right now. And Ronnie lets go of his hand. Good bet by Wewet. Pau Coral, may tanong, Idol Jester, pag di ka naging pokerista, ano ka po sana? Italian model. Yan, sagot ko. And there's the ongoing 75,000 Sunday hustle. Single day tournament every Sunday at the Metro Club. So no reason for you to leave the Metro Card Club even if you bust out early in the final day of the weekend special because you have the Sunday hustle. At si Kevs Bautista, shoutout din sa kanilang lahat. Tusan lang nilang bumili ng yellow suka pero nag-final table na. Oh, kita nyo na. Alright, William Baronia racing to 4,000. Ace Queen off. Anong gagawin ni Eman dito? Eman makes the call. Eto, may action pa kay Edward. With Ace King suited, he 3 bets 250,000. Alright, si William pa ang magde-decide ngayon. Alright, so William deciding to fold his hand. Now it's Eman's turn. And Eman will make the call. Wow. Alright, flop is Jack high. Edward Garcia goes all in. Eman Salvalosa flop top pair. But will that be enough? If he makes the call, is good, but he doesn't know that. Edward's line of action can simply be taken as having an overpair, a big pair that beats Jack at this point. Eman now in deep tank. Wow, Eman is still thinking about it. He's got a little over 600,000 in chips. And Edward shoved 429,000. Clearly, fold equity consideration is in effect here. And Eman finding a call in that sequence. Now, Edward Wewet Garcia is all in for his ace or king. Turn is a three of spade. Unfortunately, no spade for Wewet. River is a deuce. And with that big call, Edward Wewet Garcia is out of this final table at 7th place. We're down to 6 players. There's our current chip count. I'm sorry, payouts. The champion of this tournament will get 91,000 in cash prize. All right, we're continuing the game now. All right, this is the 22nd hand. Raymond Imperio with ace queen off. Expect him to open the action here with a raise. Boyete folding is king high. Ronnie, queen three suited. So heads up between Ronnie and Raymond. Flop is 10 high. Both players did not connect on the flop. Umabot sa river ang aksyon ni Ronnie and Raymond. And Raymond Imperio getting the check mark. So it means he had already won this particular hand, not unless Ronnie can do something about it. But he gave up. Now he checked, and Raymond checked behind, and he gets the pot. Kyle Enriquez have a question in our Facebook live stream. Does anyone know the guy with the hoodie? He looks cute. Sino may hoodie? Ang naka-hoodie ba si Raymond Imperio? Yung prize pool nitong Sunday Hustle, it's 75,000 guaranteed, but the prize pool have reached more than 100. So big turnout for the Sunday tournament for Metro. All right. I wonder what's taking so long. So we're being advised that the lull is because the chips are being colored up. Okay, we'll wait for them to finish. We'll also take a quick short break here at the panel. All right, we're back, and I think the color up have been completed. All the blue chips are gone, so now there's a new colored chip being introduced to the table. Those are the gray chips, and each gray chip is worth 10,000. Uh, and the blue and the white ones are worth 5,000. Although they have yet to be handed out cards. All right, we have resumed our action here at the final table of the 400,000 guaranteed Metro Weekend Special. William Barona, ace 3 suited, goes all in. There's the current chip count. Still at the top of the heap is Eman, and at the bottom with just 6 bigs is Angelito Boyete. Nine four suited for Boyet at the cutoff. So you want to play that. Joseph Ang. Oh, this is Raymond Imperio. Raymond is gonna call. Is gonna defend his big blind with Queen 3 off. All right, six players still remaining. All of these six players now are assured of a bonus prize. Is of a bonus prize of the main event seat for the upcoming Philippine Poker Tour. 4 million guaranteed buy-in 6-5, April 21 to 29. Ronnie Rosales raised it to 45,000. Nag-blinds up na po tayo. Ang current blind natin is 10,000, 20,000. We're still doing the big blind ante. William Baronia with ace-5 suited. Sorry, offsuit. Ace of diamond, 5 of hearts. All right. William Baronia goes all in. All of his 175. Ronnie Rosales decides to make the call. He's playing 10 jack suited diamonds. William Baronia's tournament life is on the line here, but he is ahead with ace high. Flop is king high. So William getting the pot there for a double up against Ronnie. I keep forgetting Ronnie's last name. Ronnie Rosales. There you go. Boyete still down at the bottom with 6 bigs. Raymond Imperio with 8.5 bigs. So these are the candidates so far in this cluster in danger of busting out. Once again, if you have just joined us, this is the Metro Card Club Weekend Special final table. 200 entries, and the final line every Sunday gets or is being live streamed both in YouTube and Facebook. Raymond all in, Boyet all in. So who covers whom? Raymond Imperio covers the 120,000 remaining stack of Boyete. Boyete dominated at this point. All right, we're gonna see now. Flop is 8, 8 deuce. Somehow I see someone folding pocket eights previously, but Maybe a different. Turn is a 7. What happened there? So Raymond Imperios Ace 10 held up Boyete out of the tournament final table. He is eliminated at fifth place. Yes, fifth place. And he gets 12,750 for cash prize and a main event seat to the upcoming Philippine Poker Tour. At i-shoutout natin ang ating yung aking sponsor nung last Thursday, si Tony. I hope you're watching, Tony. Maraming salamat sa advance birthday gift mo sa akin. Ayan. Kasama kami sa final table sa Metro ng Thursday. Alright, this is hand number 27. Raymond now with two pairs against Eman. Eman betting 80,000, trying to take down the spot. Unfortunately for him, Raymond is holding two pairs and he goes all in on the river. Nothing to call for Eman. All right, so Raymond Imperio doubles up, brings him up to the middle of the pack. Now it's Ronnie's Tournament Life and Danger here is holding 9.3 BB. All right, we continue with the action here. You're watching the final table of the 400,000 guaranteed Metro Weekend Special happening here at the Metro Card Club, home of Philippine Poker Champions. One of this remaining 5 players will take home the trophy. 5-8 suited for Eman, Ace Jack for Raymond Imperio. Joseph Ang, three bet jams here with Ace Queen suited. Joseph taking down that pot. There's the current chip count. Eman with 1.2 million. Joseph with 725. Raymond Imperio goes up to 500. And William and yours truly are at the bottom of that. All right, William with Ace Jack again. He raised it to 40,000. Eman racing to 50,000 with King Queen off. Ronnie with Ace Queen. Tingnan natin kung ipa-flat lang ba niya to o i-raise niya. Si Eman. And Ronnie goes all in. As everybody's folding behind after that 3-bet jam by Ronnie. Now back to Eman. He is the original racer of this action and he just asked for a count. So it's another all-in and a call here. Ronnie ahead with ace queen. He dominates the king queen of Eman. Flop is a king, but there's an ace. Okay, so both players with gut shots. Raymond Imperio racing with just Queen 3 suited. But Eman holding Ace King. I think he just jammed. All right, so after the Holy Week break, we will have the second major tournament for MetroCard Club. That's the PPT, or the Philippine Poker Tour. Main event is a 4 million guaranteed buy-in of just 1,650. All right, sa ating YouTube live chat, may message si Familia Feliciano. Good morning po. Shoutout naman sa misis ko na kay Jenny Feliciano. Pagpahig niyang makapaglaro ako ng poker ulit kahapon. Kala ko may request ka. Okay, sige. Patiin na na yun. Binati na natin. Sige. Shoutout sa'yo, Jenny Feliciano. Mix Espino, if I'm not mistaken, baka Thursday. Thursday na. Hindi ako sure William Baronia, King Jack off. He raised it to 50,000. Ronnie with Pocket Kings. Ronnie goes all in. Ang aksyon balik kay William Baronia, who originally raised this hand. And William Baronia makes the call with King Jack offsuit. He's gonna be devastated to see the two kings of Ronnie. All right, there's the all-in button. Flop is Jack high. Still not enough to beat the pocket kings of Ronnie. And bad news still is only the Jack can save him, but it's a one-outer. So William Baronia, even though the graphics shows na may chips pa siyang natitira pero sa actual count covered na siya ni Ronnie. So William Baron he will exit the tournament at 5th place. And William is gonna get 17,250 plus a main event seat to the upcoming PPT or Philippine Poker Tour. Alright, tuloy ang action natin dito. We're down to last 4 players. Joseph trying to slow play his trips. He bets now on the turn. Raymond makes the call. And all right. Eman leading it in the chip count with 1.1 million, followed by Joseph. All right, we continue with the action here in the final table. 4 players remaining: Eman, Joseph, Ronnie, and Raymond. Chip leader is Raymond, while at the bottom is still Ronnie. Pocket Jack for Raymond Imperio. He raised it to 50,000. Jacks versus 9-7 suited. Ace high on the flop. Ronnie checking it to Raymond. And Ronnie will eventually give up his hand. Joseph with the 3-bet. Balit chinekres niya rito malamang si Eman. Now action is on Eman who has to put in an extra 145,000 to progress this match between him. All right, everybody's folding behind one by one. All right, Raymond Imperio goes all in with ace 3 diamond. All right, we're gonna. What's happening here? Are they counting the chips for a possible ICM? So I think the chips are being counted for a possible ICM deal. So we're gonna take a break also here at the panel. All right, and we are back. And an ICM deal have been reached by these remaining players. And eto, Eman Salvalosa uh, is assured to get 52,794. Joseph Ang will get 47,220. Ronnie Rosales will get 43,754. And Raymond Imperio will get 34,657. Tapos may matitira pong 19,800 na paglalabanan pa nila. So that's the ICM deal made. All right, eto. This coming week, 1 million guaranteed. April 19 to 22. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. All right, pocket tens for Eman Salvalosa. Raise it to 60,000. The connectors for Joseph Ang. Ito, merong ace queen si Eman. Ronnie will also call to defend his big blind. Paired flop, nobody hits. Ronnie betting 100,000. And he successfully pushes away yung kanyang dalawang opponent. What a play by Ronnie. Ronnie with 7-3 suited. It's not going to play his hand. So there's the current chip count right now. All right, this is the first break for the tournament with three players remaining. 10-minute break. We'll be right back after 10 minutes. And we are back after that 10-minute break. We're still down to three players. This is the 400,000 guaranteed Metro Weekend Special. And Joseph Ang, Eman Salvoleza, and Ronnie Rosales are the last three players standing. One of them will be the champion tonight. Our current blinds 50,000, 30,000. Big blind ante of 30,000. Suited connectors for Eman. Joseph Ang with ace jack off. Battle of the blinds to. Eman checks with ace 7. Joseph Ang still tied na pala for first. Parehong stock ni Joseph Ang at ni Eman. Both have 1.1 million. And Ronnie just have a little over 800,000. Still very playable. Kings for Joseph. Ace King for Ronnie Rosales. Baka magka-all-inan na tong dalawang to. And Ronnie 3 betting 250. Joseph 4 bets to 465. Para sa all-inan nga mauuwi itong dalawang to. And there's the jam. There's the call. Ace King versus Kings. Medyo lamang dito yung Kings pero pag naka-outflop si Ace ni Ronnie, mahihirapan na si Joseph na maka one outer sa tingin ko. Flop is Ace High. There you go. Even the spades favors Ronnie. Yun yung sinasabi natin na pagka naka-outflop, yung alas dito, mahihirapan na unless a miracle happens and Joseph gets his one outer, one king, the king of clubs. That's not gonna happen. Big double up for Ronnie. Ronnie jumps to the top with 1.6 million. Joseph crippled, I think, to just 4 bigs. Maskip na rin yung alas na yon because the table is already 300. Like most of the time, hindi natatama yung mga unmade hand. But it is what it is. Joseph trying to chip up. Playing more aggressive now. Still down to 13 BB. Pocket fives for Ronnie. Raise it to 70,000. King Jack suited for Eman Salvalosa. Flop is 9 high. So Eman will try to bluff this one out. Walang ipapanalo yung hand niya, so he's gonna try and push Ronnie away. Might just succeed. Depende kung gaano ang sizing niya ng kanyang river bet. Bets 200. Might just do the trick for Eman. And tapon niya. Hindi. Na-call pala ni Ronnie. So, good call by Ronnie. You're still watching the final table. Now down to the last three players of this weekend special for MetroCard Club, 400,000 guaranteed. And Joseph Ang with pocket five. He got hit big in the previous hand. His pocket kings versus ace king being outflopped. Now he's down to 8 bigs. What is he gonna do? Rather him. There's the move. All in pre-flop. Just get it. Everything there. Hand is off value. It's a made hand. And Joseph Ang taking down some much needed chips. Pocket sevens for Ronnie. Facing a raise by Eman at the button. And Ronnie 3 bets to 160. Good poker being shown by this three players so far. Sabi ni Marnie, shoutout daw kay Elvis Guevara, champion sa raffle. Eman hits top pair. King 9 for Ronnie. Let's see how Eman slow plays the strips to try and extract maximum value for this. Ito, ni-reverse niya. Pinolarize niya. He jams. Kaya lang, the problem with this move is you're assuming na may tinamaan yung kalaban mo, which you can't really tell at this earlier stage of the hand. Nasa flop pa lang kayo. I'd rather bet siya ng maliit or even check. But might just work kasi hindi tumapong kagad si Ronnie. There's the fold. And that's the problem with that move. Polarizing your bet that early. Sayang. Magandang gabi sa iyo, Alex Taneo. Sabi ni Alex, si Joseph Ching daw, si Joseph Ching ang minsan lang dumayo ng Metro. Final table pa. Magaling. Ronnie Rosales shoving at the big blind with ace 5 suited. Joseph Ang makes the call. King 7 off. Live cards for him, but Ronnie's ahead. Wow, it's Joseph's turn now to win with a nang behind. Trips on the flop for Joseph. To outer for Ronnie, and ace will win this for him. It's not gonna come. And Joseph Ang doubles up to 810. Mm. Both players missing the flop. That's Ronnie and Joseph. Turn is a 3. Queen high of Ronnie is still good here. Ronnie successfully taking down that pot. A3 off for Joseph Ang. Two pairs for Joseph. Nothing for Eman, but he's the one betting here. Bet 60,000. Did Eman just fold two pairs there? Wow. Queen Jack for Joseph. Eman goes all in. Joseph Ang. Ronnie folds. Now back to Joseph. All into call. Current chip count. Eman with 4 deuce off. Eto blind versus blind lang. Ayun lang. Iniiwasan. Nag 2 pair si Ronnie. Saka siya tataya. Ngayon babalikan siya ni Joseph. And I think he's experienced enough to read that one card straight. Right? So nakapiga pa si Joseph doon. This is hand number 63 of this final table. All right, I'm back. Sorry for I'm having some issues with my connection here. Still three players. Canada Alfonso are waiting for Eman. Ronnie with King Jack off. Ipapa-shoutout si Ira May Arellano. And she is railing for Ronnie Rosales, who just took down an uncontested pot against Joseph Ching Ang. Still three players dito sa ating 400,000 guaranteed Metro Weekend Special. Ronnie hitting mid pair here as Eman calls the 100,000 bet and spikes his top pair on the turn. And Ronnie goes all in. And Eman makes the call. Ronnie is down to a five outer with one card to go. Very slim chance. 12%. See if he can pull out a miracle. Jack on the River and Ronnie Rosales goes out at third place on top of the cash prize that he gets. He's also going to get a main event ticket to the upcoming Philippine Poker Tour, which starts next week. Next weekend will be the warm-up event of our long series. It's a 1 million guaranteed. Yun na, itatapat na sa weekend special. Pero dahil Biyernes Santo, mag-i-start ang day 1 nito on a Saturday, then a Sunday, hanggang Monday po. Ang final day nito, Tuesday. So we hope to see you at the Metro after you take your Holy Week break. Hmm. I wonder bakit hindi pa nagsisimula itong ating. Alright. Ito na. Start na yung ating heads up. Bueno mano for M and 7-3 off. Joseph with ace 8. Ace on the flop. Top pair for Joseph. Si Eman may tinamaan yung 7. Eman racing to 240. Pocket tens for Joseph. Ace 7 for Eman. This is an all in and a call. If Eman manages to outflop Joseph here, it's going to be over. If not, Joseph will double up. Flop is king high. There's a 7. So now another 7 can win this also for Eman. 4 on the turn. And Joseph and doubles up. 1.2 M for Joseph, 1.8 for Eman. Jack 3 offsuit for Joseph. Hmm. All right, as you see, this weekend's tournament trophy being displayed in between the two players. Ace 8 for Joseph. Then 4 for Eman. Joseph down to 4.3 BB. Joseph all in with Ace 6. Eman makes the call with 5-3. Got shots of 4. But Joseph will make the full house. So 2.6 versus millions chips for Eman. Joseph with just a little over 5 bigs. Eman goes all in. Joseph makes the call. Jack 5 suited, Queen 8 for Eman. Two pairs for Joseph. Oh, may got shot sa 10. Si Eman dito. But he will not get it. So double up to 800,000 si Joseph. Eman still with a decent lead. 28 bigs, 10 bigs si Joseph. Presilacson, shout out sa'yo all the way from Mindanao. King 4 for Joseph. Queen 9 for Joseph. This is hand number 81. Sa ating heads up. Joseph Ang down to 5 bigs. Eman enjoying the lead, 25 BB. Eman slowly grinding. Joseph Ang back down again. Sabi ni David Chan, bibigyan daw niya ng bounty. Saang tournament mo bibigyan ng bounty? Lani Sai, shoutout sa'yo. Alright, Joseph with ace high. But Eman hits top pair on this flop. Eman goes all in. Joseph makes the call. Joseph calling with just ace high. Si Billy Alaba naman, pa-shoutout daw kay Alain Del Rosario. Shoutout sa Alain Del Rosario from BD Talaba. BD Alava, sorry. Oh, wow! Parang nakita ni Joseph yung mangyayari sa turn He jammed ace high with nothing on the flop. Spiked the ace on the turn. Now he's back up again to 700,000. Still a dominating lead for Eman. Joseph with pocket 6. He raised to 200,000. Eman makes the call. Wow, Eman flopping straight on the flop. Let's see how he... Why would you do that? Oh my God. Ano yun? Pagka mga ganun sa heads up, dapat binibigyan mo na lang ng tali yung kalaban mo para siya na yung magbigti. Anyway. Pocket 10 for Eman. Pocket 4 for Joseph. Ito na, this is it. 2 outer for Joseph Ang, dominated by the pocket 10 of Eman. Unless maka 2 outer dito sa Joseph, I think this will be our last hand. Oops, sweat pa din. Dumami yung out si Joseph because that's a monotone flop. Walang spade si Eman. 1 card to go. 4 or any spade. It's not gonna come. So Joseph will finish this tournament at second place. And congratulations to our champion. Let me just make sure I get your name right. To our champion of this week's edition of the 400,000 Metro Weekend Special, Mr. Eman Salvalosa. Alright, Eman Salvalosa, our Weekend Special Champion. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to all the players who made it to the money. Again, iniimbitahan po namin kayo next week pagkatapos po ng ating Holy Week. Saturday, start po yan, Day 1A ng 1 million guaranteed warm-up of the Philippine Poker Tour Series. Mag-start yan ng Saturday kasi Biyernes Santo, sarado eh. So in-adjust, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yan ang elimination. Noong 1 million guaranteed. And the final day will be on Tuesday. Alright, so again, congratulations to the 9 players who made it to the final table and our actual champion, Mr. Eman Salvalosa. Alright, congratulations again in behalf of the men and women of Metro Card Club. This is your host, Chester Intia, nagsasabing maraming salamat. Magandang gabi, mabuhay ang manlalarong pokeristang Pilipino.
lane.